Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Season 3, Episode 1 of The Dragon Prince. It's been a while. It was December of 2019 when we finished Season 2. So yeah, it's been over a year. But we're finally back, and I'm just going to say right off the bat, I don't remember a lot of what happened last. Like, I remember bits and pieces of just the general idea. Like, I remember Soren got injured. Ezran can talk to animals. Uh, Viren, I believe, was captured or arrested or whatever. Um, but I think he did something first. Like, he put out some kind of, he set up some kind of plan. I don't remember exactly what it was. Um, and I don't remember too much else. It's been so long, and I'll get caught up with it. I'll figure it out as I watch. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to get me fully back on track with it, just because it has been so long. So this is currently the final season that's out, but I believe a season 4 is confirmed already. I just assume it's been put on hold for the moment because of COVID and everything happening last year. Um, but so I don't really know anything about what's to come this season because I honestly just don't hear people talk about this series, unfortunately enough. Um, but this is our new or Wednesday series rather for the foreseeable future. Since we finished out Owl House last week. I believe this is replacing Owl House. I think so, because I think Thursday was something else. Shit, I am. My memory is shit. I'm just Owl House. I believe Owl House was Wednesday. Thursday was some. Why is my mind blanking on that? Okay, that's gonna bother me. Hold on. I can just look on here. Dororo. Thursday was no, no. Wednesday was Dororo. Thursday was Outhouse. Okay, so this is replacing Dororo. Okay, I apologize. My memory is shit. I for some reason could not think of Dororo. But yeah, this is replacing Dororo now that we finished that. So yeah, we're on this for the foreseeable future. I'm not 100% sure on how many episodes there are. I have the Wikipedia open. I could check that real quick. 9. Okay, so every book so far, since this goes by books for the seasons, has had 9 episodes. Um, and funny enough, this season came out in November of 2019, so before I actually finished season 2. Um, but yeah, so 9 episodes shouldn't take too much effort to get through all of those. We'll probably do one at a time. Maybe we'll do a week where it's 2 episodes, but probably just stick to one at a time for the most part. Um, and I am excited to get back to this. For those who don't remember, this is a donation reward for Smurf Vlogs. We got through both of the first 2 seasons already. So if you have not seen my reactions to those and wish to, they are on the channel. So you can check those out. Um, but yeah, with it being over a year, and it's like, I just have not checked this out again since then. There's a couple other people I think who did reactions to this series. Like, I think the Normies did a reaction series to this. I'm not sure if Blind Wave did, but I'm thinking probably not. I'm not sure, but I think Normies did. But I haven't checked out any of those, so I haven't seen like pretty much anything from this series again. lately. I might have to do that though. I might have to go back and watch some of that. Um, but yeah, I don't remember everything that happened last time. I remember Soren. I know how he got injured. It was in a fight with, was it a dragon or something else? I think it might have been a dragon. But they were like attacking it and everything, where Ezran was trying to protect it. All that jazz was going on. I remember there was this this young girl who was a queen of one of the kingdoms, and she had lesbian mothers who died during a mission in the past that Viren and Callum and Ezran's father was a part of. I can't remember his name. The king who's dead. Viren has been talking to the mysterious mirror figure, who I don't remember if his identity was revealed or not. I don't remember. And the elf leader of Rayla's tribe had been captured. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to go through it in my head and trying to remember everything I can. It's just it's been so long, so it's like I don't remember everything. I should have probably caught up a lot more. Like I had the Wikipedia open, to try and recap myself a little bit, but I didn't look too much into it because I just didn't want to like have to go through every single episode synopsis. I just wanted to get on with this because it's already getting a little late today in terms of recording. So it's like I didn't want to spend all that extra time when I could be recording, um, because of how I choose to record, my recording schedule being pretty much Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, you get the gist. Um, but I am excited. Again, I'll get back into it pretty quickly. I tend to do that with a lot of shows, even if I haven't seen them in a while. I'll start to like it'll start to click in my mind, in my memory. Um, After I just continue to watch, certain things will click and make more sense to me and everything. Um, I don't remember where General Amaya was. She was off like there were these other elves, like these magma elves or something, and she was off like on a mission to like infiltrate or something. But I don't remember if she ever came back. I know her assistant, guide, whatever you want to call him. He was captured by Viren. Um, Everything is just kind of going wild from what I remember. Again, I'm just trying to remember everything. I was it Callum was working on trying to get the magic going, right? And he had the cube and everything. I don't remember what happened with that. I don't remember if he actually got the magic working or not. I don't know. Like I said, we'll just have to find out. Again, things will start clicking for me a lot more. Um, it'll it'll help as I watch. You get the gist. But either way, we're just gonna get this started. Hope for the best and hope that it comes back to me as quickly as possible. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirecting in the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, good start, good start. So, there's really three, like, focused things in this episode. Three focuses. Oh, sorry about that. There's Rayla and Callum with Little Zim trying to get past Soul Regum. we have General Amaya trying to blow up the bridge and stop the elves, the Sunfire elves. And we have the Return of the King. And yes, that is a Lord of the Rings reference. um, and I'll get to the last one, the Return, at the end. So first, we have Raylan Callum's part of this episode. So it continues off of where it left off last time. I remember now that they had reached the border between the two lands, the human lands and the magical creature lands. I forgot what like they are called or whatnot, but you get the idea. But standing at the border is the blind dragon Sol Regum, who was one of the causes of the entire war between humans and magical creatures starting. We see the preview, or not preview, the flashback at the beginning showing how it started between the two sides. Sol Regum, who was the king of the dragons at the time, called forth who I presume was a leader of the humans as well, maybe a king as well, and put down the ultimatum that either you abandon dark magic or else. And so the human assumed that this was, oh, you want us to just become lesser again. You want us to become weak again. And Sol is basically like, oh, you are lesser. Oh, totally. But still, you have to abandon dark magic. And so you see how both sides are being stubborn, both sides are being aggressive about it, and both sides are in the wrong. You see the human mage's side as being in the wrong. Like he's refusing to relinquish this dark magic. He's refusing to abandon this clearly bad form of wizardry. His reasoning is because of the power it gives, granting them the ability to stand against magical creatures, so that humans are no longer poor and in trouble in terms of their health and safety and whatnot. Sol, meanwhile, views humans, well, as lesser. He views humans as weak and pathetic. And he sees dark magic as a threat, as something bad, which it is, but at the same time, he, again, very clearly sees humans as lesser and doesn't want them to have this power. He's overly aggressive as well, threatening to destroy an entire innocent town of men, women, and children who have nothing to do with this argument, just to basically get at this dude, to basically give a big fuck you to him. And it's like it's so ridiculous that both sides were this stubborn and this stupid about it all, rather than at least just discussing things, hearing each other out. And it's like, and yeah, I get that's the point, but still. So Sol flew away to go destroy the town, and in response, the sorcerer started using a shit ton of his dark magic. This got Sol to go back at him to attack him, and they attacked each other. Sol completely vaporized the shit out of the dude. Like, let's be honest, he dead. He very dead. He vaporized by fire. But the sorcerer also let loose a fire spell that permanently blinded Sol and gave him an even further hatred of humanity. This was the catalyst for the war and caused the separation of humans and magical creatures. So basically, we're seeing that it's not like a black and white, one side is bad, one side is good. We're seeing that both sides have these issues, and this has been a common theme from what I remember of the first two seasons as well. That both sides have good and bad to them, that neither side is entirely in the right. And I'm glad we're continuing to see this even here and now. We see that in the current day, after just trying to avoid him and that kind of failing, Rayla tries diplomacy. She speaks to Sol Regum and tries to make a deal. She shows him, well, shows, he can't see, but you get the idea, the Dragon Prince, lets him identify the prince. And even, like, he admits, it's like, oh my god, how is this possible? This is clearly right in front of me, but... And he even agrees to let Rayla and the prince through, but not Callum, because Callum's a human. And at first, Callum's all good with it, but then we see Sol's continued hatred of humanity take its visceral form. And he says, no, it's either you all die or just the human. No one is just... the human is not walking away from this, is basically what he's saying. And so, at that point, they have to figure something else out, and they use some trickery to be able to trap him long enough to get past him. And it's really interesting, but at the same time shows just that we do need the unity between both sides that we're especially getting from Callum and Rayla, especially, to mend all of this. That the entire our side versus your side view isn't going to help anyone. But the problem is we see both sides still have those kinds of people. The other elves that were with Rayla, the Sol himself. And even on the human side, we see Viren as an example of this. So it's clear that the issues here are not solved. And it's going to be hard to do so. It's going to be something that's going to take a lot of work and is not going to happen even just by restoring the Dragon Prince. It's a really tough situation. So then we get to the second part of this. Amaya is leading a charge to, well, set off a charge to blow up the bridge that leads between the Sunfire Elves base and basically everything else in the human world and whatnot. So she's getting ready to blow it up, and they end up being stopped in their plans by a single elf. Amaya goes off to sacrifice herself to set the charge off, but ends up getting into a fight with the one elf, and does succeed in setting it off, but gets trapped on the other side. Luckily, she's alive. She's clearly taken prisoner, and it's going to be tough to get her back at this point. In the meantime, though, she did get her translator back. He returned to her, her translator and friend, and possible love interest. I definitely ship it, at least. And he did manage to let her and everyone else know about Viren's arrest for treason and whatnot. So everyone there does know about that. And then there's the return of the king. So while the council is arguing on what to do with Viren, and seemingly coming with the idea that he needs to be dealt with permanently, it does seem like that's exactly where they were going, that he needs to be executed. As that's happening, we see Ezran return. Riding on some animals, he returns and takes his rightful place on the throne, officially becoming King Ezran. So I unfortunately think I know where that might be going. They're going to bring this up to Ezran. They've got to. With all of this that's happened with Viren and all, and Ezran being the good boy that he is going to want to give Viren a second chance. He's going to want to show mercy and overall just be very kind and caring as a king in the way that his father had taught him, even if his father wasn't always like that himself. Uh, I believe that's how. I believe his father, from what I remember, had been not as great earlier on in his time, but that he ended up becoming a better king and a better person as time went on and everything, especially after he lost his wife. But Ezran definitely seems like the of person who would give a second chance here, and unfortunately, that's where things are going to go wrong. Because Viren is clearly a traitor. He's evil. Like, that's undeniable. There's no question about this anymore. So it's like, I would be surprised if Ezran did manage to actually stick with punishing him, but I really don't think it's going to happen. But this is definitely setting up for a lot of big stuff. Rayla and Callum have gotten past Soul and are entering into the land of the magical creatures. So we're going to definitely have some new experiences with all of that. With Ezran taking the throne, there's going to be a lot of political drama and stuff involving that, plus all of the stuff with Viren. And just the attempted rescue of Amaya is probably going to be a big recurring thing this season as well. So we have three big plot lines that it feels we're going to be focusing heavily on. At least for now. And I honestly am still most invested in Rayla and Callum's storyline. Not that the others I'm not invested in. I definitely am. But I am most invested in Rayla and Callum's. I'll be honest. I was not sure how I was going to feel coming back into this. It's been so long. It's been over a year. And I had the same kind of questioning thoughts with Free. It had been so long since I had last watched that when I started season 2. So I was questioning whether or not I was going to still be as into this show. And honestly, after watching this first episode of the season, I can throw those worries away. I'm into it again. Like, I'm fully into it again. We have 9 episodes this season to get through, and that's going to be nothing. That's going to be... There's probably not going to be a point, I can't say for sure, but there's probably not going to be a point where I ever feel like it's dragging too long because there's just such a short amount of episodes. They've got to get to everything. They've got to do everything that they can without too much, dragging. So I definitely feel like it's going to keep up the pace throughout the entire season. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to be back. I'm excited to see what season 3 has in store. I assume Viren's going to escape at some point with the help of his friend in his ear. So that's going to be interesting when that happens. But I don't think he has much of any other allies in the kingdom left. If any. Like, even his own children aren't really on his side anymore. Which I hope we do see much more of them in this season, even though Soren's injured and probably won't have much to do in terms of combat and whatnot. I'd still like to see more of them. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the future of this, and hopefully season 3 ends up being just as good as I remember seasons 1 and 2 being, if not better. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of the first episode of The Dragon Prince Season 3. And if you've seen the rest of the season, please, no spoilers. I wish to continue into this as spoiler free as possible. And considering I know pretty much nothing about this, no spoilers at all, thanks to the fact that nobody talks about this series, um, we're in a good place right now. So please don't ruin that. But thank you so much once again. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.